Good morning, children. This is your science period. We were in chapter 16. So, children, as you know, we were today is the 10th part of the same chapter. Children, in the last periods, we have been talking about your water management, and today we are talking about your drip irrigation, which is clear, I hope, looking at the picture. So, children, we are talking about drip irrigation. A farmer which uses the water in the field can also use water economically. Maybe you have heard of drip irrigation. Drip irrigation is a technique of watering the plants by making use of narrow tubing which delivers the water directly at the base or of the plant. That means directly within the root. So here you can see how here the arrangement of drip irrigation is done so as the water goes directly within the root. As plants absorb the water through their roots, the drip irrigation system supplies the required amount of water only around the roots, and this minimizes the amount of water which is required by the growing crops. Since water is supplied here drop by drop within the plants, so absorption of water takes place more, but evaporation of water takes place very less. Along with it, runoff of the water is also prevented. So we are saving water in this way. Here you can see these are some of the other ways of irrigating your field. So, drip irrigation does not causes water logging. Therefore, it does not shift the plant nutrients deeper in the soil and retains the soil fertility. The drip irrigation system also allows the farmer to produce high field, either high yield, which helps them to consume less water but giving more yield with the same amount of water. So, children, now, what should be our role? Either what role we can play as a student, as a children, as a citizen of India. So, even this question I asked you in the live session that have you ever seen any tap leaking in your house, in your school, or any other public place? And what have you done? What was your effort at that time to stop the leakage? So many of you said we will close the tap. Yes, closing of tap is very important. Stop your tap from leaking because water is precious, as you know. Water is life. Without water, we cannot imagine life. There are a number of ways which you can adapt to minimize the wastage of water, and we will be talking about them one by one. Here are some of the ways where we have to conserve water. One is showering. When we take the showers, at that time we should have some fixed time, or we should take it for less time. All your young children should be bathed together so that there is less quantity of water utilized. Planting of trees with the help of your spring, and it should be given water at the bottom. Water your lawns in several short sessions so that water is absorbed by the plant. It is not drained off. Collect rainwater which is coming under your rainwater harvesting. Dishwashers and your washing machine should be used at the need, not every now and then. Pets should be washed in places where the garden is there, where an open area is there, so that they can be watered at the same time. Running of the tap should be closed, either it should be avoided. We should close our tap when we are brushing, shaving, either washing our clothes or utensils. Trees should be given water properly. Water should not be turned on when we are shampooing our hairs. When we are washing our pans, our utensils, it should be taken care of that when we are cleaning them, when we are scraping them, at that time the tap should be closed. What one thing more, that is when we are drinking water, it should be taken care of that the water that we are drinking should not be left in our glass. So take only required amount, because in that way we can save water, because it is our duty to save water. Now comes water conservation. So, repair a leaking tap immediately. Do not leave water running tap while washing, running, and bathing. Dams and reservoirs should be constructed so as to collect the water, and we can control flood. More and more trees should be planted so as to prevent the rainwater from flowing and allowing the water to seep into the ground, and thus we can replenish water. Water from the industries should be recycled so that it can be reused and it is not polluting any of our water bodies. That means after a proper treatment, it should be drained. Farmers should use better methods of irrigation, like your drip irrigation, to use less water, and we can get good yield. They should also use natural pesticides and fertilizers so that the contamination of the groundwater is not taking place. More and more trees should be planted so as to prevent the rainwater from flowing away, and the seepage of the water should be more so that our water table is replenished. Now, what will happen if the scarcity of water is taking place? So, children, all our plotted plants will wilt. They will dry up immediately if they do not get water for few days. And this is how it starts with. This already you have studied in chapter number 1, that the plants need water to get the nutrients from the soil and they prepare their food. So just imagine the consequence if there is no water. If there is no water, no plants, no oxygen, and then no life. So the green character of the planet should not be lost. There, this means that the end of the life for a world without a plant shall be no food, no oxygen, and no enough rain. And there will be many more innumerable problems which one is going to face. This is how our land will become barren, and we will be converting our proper agricultural land into desert. And children, now imagine a world without water means no life. So, we should keep it in mind that water, although it has no taste, it has no smell, no color, but yet this is very important thing in the world. So, keeping this in mind, stopping over here in this session. Please, children, complete your assignments and give, which I had told you yesterday. It has been downloaded in the in the classroom. Thank you. Bye bye. Sairam.